Another breaking update coming in. Pakistan has been mocked for a copy-paste job is what we're learning. A fresh controversy involving Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has erupted on social media. We're learning that in an ex-post shared prior to Donald Trump's announcement of 2-week ceasefire, Sharif urged the US President and Iran for a peaceful settlement of the ongoing war in the Middle East. However, the controversy started when social media users flagged what appeared to be an earlier version of the tweet with an extra phrase. So that is quite unbelievable. The edit history of the tweet shows Pakistan Prime Ministers originally copied and pasted everything that he was sent. Let me take you through the details. The post that he made on social media, in which he had said that with great humility, I'm pleased to announce that Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America, along with their allies, have agreed to an immediate ceasefire everywhere, including Lebanon and elsewhere, effective immediately. I warmly welcome the gesture and extend deepest gratitude to the leadership of both the countries and invite their delegations to Islamabad on Friday, that is 10th April, to further negotiate for a conclusive agreement to settle all the disputes. Both the parties have displayed remarkable wisdom and understanding and have remained engaged in furthering the cause of peace and stability. We hope that Islamabad talks succeed in achieving sustainable peace and wish to share more good news in the coming days as well. So this was a post he had put out on social media. But let me point out here, this is in fact the earlier version. That was the edited version that we showed you, in which in fact you can see right here what he had posted. He had posted draft Pakistan's Prime Minister message on X, and then there was a whole message that he had posted on social media. So this was in fact a draft, in fact, that may have been given to him, that he posted just as it is, with the words draft Pakistan's Prime Minister message on social media. This is completely unbelievable. Appears to be a copy paste job that has been done by Pakistan, that you can see right here. On that, I want to go back to my colleague Srinjoy, who's been tracking all the details. Srinjoy, Pakistan is trying to portray that they are part of the back-channel talks that are underway, because as far as Donald Trump is concerned and Iran is also concerned, they have thanked the Prime Minister for the back-channel talks. Take us through the role of Pakistan as far as the war is concerned.
Well, what you just said is actually off the wall. How can anyone do such a thing? But that said, it all started when President Trump spoke to the Pakistani general and asked if something could be done. And there were others who were also involved. The Egyptians were involved, the Turks. And let's not forget that Turks are part of NATO, and therefore are an ally of the United States. So the Turks were consulted, the Egyptians were consulted, the Pakistanis were spoken with. So a lot of people came in and got involved in these talks. The Turks most definitely, and the basic point is, at that point, both sides wanted a way out, wanted a solution. And after 40 days of fighting, and the 21st century, as Prime Minister famously said, is not a time for war. So 40 days or 39 days of fighting was enough, really. And if President Trump has said, we have achieved our objectives, we have done regime change, we have bombed Iran into the Stone Age, we have won the war, and if Iran says that, look, we have bottled up the West and closed the Strait of Hormuz, and as a result, the economies are going down the tubes, then obviously both sides have the opportunity to claim to declare victory. And once you've declared victory, then what is the urge to fight? You've declared victory. You won. So then you don't need to fight anymore. So both sides have declared victory. Both sides have decided they don't want to fight anymore. So hopefully these 14 days will help in just ensuring that this period of ceasefire is for a longer period, and all these sticking points are actually addressed. The point is that some of them may never be exactly agreed upon, but at least you can work towards it. And if you're working towards it, that's a positive. And it's easier to work towards these points if there is peace as opposed to war.
Absolutely. And next 14 days are going to be very important. Back-channel talks will continue. But Shinjoy, do tell us about what Pakistan has said, because in a social media post, the Prime Minister said that he has invited both the sides to Islamabad on April 10th. So that's the date he has mentioned. Do you think there is a possibility that US, Iran, Israel will come on a table to discuss the war and find a middle ground in Pakistan?
That's something the Iranians have to agree upon. That's something the Americans have to decide. At the end of the day, it's an offer. So it's up to America, it's up to Iran. And the important thing is, those talks in Geneva were interrupted. So it's entirely possible those talks in Geneva could begin again.
Absolutely. So it remains to be seen how this pans out in the coming days. Next 14 days are going to be very important. But as of now, the breaking update that we have for you is that a ceasefire has been announced for 14 days. So there will be back-channel talks that will continue. US has agreed to it. Iran and Israel, they have also agreed to it. And as far as Gulf countries are concerned, they are also rejoicing. And in that backdrop, we have another breaking update coming in. And this is a big sigh of relief, because we're learning that